To be honest with you guys, I think 3 days is actually the longest time I've never uploaded the video. And the reason why I haven't uploaded the video is because I didn't know if I actually wanted to cover this story that I guess it's a story, but it's been a story that's been kind of developing over the past week. Now, I did originally upload a video on this. It was 40 minutes long, but I ended up privating it because I just didn't really feel like that time was the right time to drop a video on it. But today we're going to be talking about NickTheBullsFan and his entire situation on returning to content creation. Now, if you guys don't know who NickTheBullsFan is, NickTheBullsFan is a YouTuber with over 100,000 subscribers. Now, he was very, very well known back in the day. I'm talking 2K15, 16, and I'm pretty sure up to 2K18. I don't know, I could be wrong there, but I knew Nick since NBA 2K15 when he used to do My Team videos. He used to collaborate with Jesser, and he was very, very well known in the community. Now, he took a little bit of a break. He took like a year and a half, 2-year break. I'm not really too sure the exact time, and he went to college and he went to go get his master's or his degree in advertisement. So he took a very, very long break. Now, as of lately, he has returned. He went on Twitch. He went for the longest stream ever, whatever, and then he also returned to YouTube as well. Now, during his time returning to content creation, Nick has very, very well spoken about how he has been very well spoken about how he feels about the 2K community, about how he feels about certain content creators. Now, some of these clips are going to be very long, and the clips I'm going to show you are going to be out of sync. Now, the reason why they were out of sync is because I was in Discord and I was recording Nick's stream at the time that I was in Discord, so I apologize for that. But basically, he talks about SMOOVE and he talks about CashNastyGaming and really the 2K community in general. Now, when he talks about SMOOVE, because it's a little confusing, a lot of you guys won't understand, but basically what he says is that SMOOVE basically wanted a monopoly over the 2K community, and when he eventually went to meet him, which was at the 2K15 trailer, which Nick was actually featured in along with SMOOVE didn't show up, and Nick felt some certain way about it. Apparently, SMOOVE said to Nick and a couple other people that the content sucked, and also just felt like SMOOVE was just greedy and only wanted the money. There's also a situation about a website by the name of MT Central and MTDB, My Team Database. Basically, SMOOVE apparently stole the entire idea from 2K MT Central and then made it his own, and he had a lot of things to say about SMOOVE. He also talks about CashNasty, but for right now, I'm going to go ahead and show you the clip where Nick talks about SMOOVE and then show you all the tweets and all the follow-up. So here's the clip. It's pretty long, and it's also out of sync, keep in mind, of NickTheBullsFan talking and addressing the situation about SMOOVE.
Chris. So on Twitter, everybody was hearing this. Hashtag cancel Chris. Hashtag Waffle King. Let's get it moving, but continue. Sorry.
Okay. Nick, why? What is this like built up aggression towards SMOOVE? Like I'm confused on that.
Oh, yo, this dude was my inspiration, right? And then bro, I was like, yo, I made it. I got to meet Sub the Gamer. I got to meet iPod King Carter. I got to meet QJB. All three of my biggest inspirations among many, many other creators that honestly, I will forget if I try to name, so I'm not going to try to. But SMOOVE was the guy who was like, that's the father of the 2K community. And I knew I was going to meet him at the commercial, right? And I look forward to it. I literally practiced what I was going to say to SMOOVE. Like, I had written it down. I was that nervous to meet my idol. And then I get there, and the commercial people tell me, yeah, Christopher, I could say your last name, but I won't because I'm not that guy. Christopher Blank said he didn't want to be a part of this if we had other community members a part of this. So he's not here right now. He's not coming. You know how shitty that felt as a 17-year-old kid to know your idol doesn't want to meet you, and your idol is not about the good of the community. It's just about greed. SMOOVE has wanted a monopoly over the community this whole time. That's why he's never worked with anybody. It took CashNasty and Jesser the Laser to quite literally change the freaking game for him to finally say, hey, let's do something. And then he started MTDB, and he tried to hand out all these terrible deals, right? He tried to pay me $50. Me and a bunch of YouTubers in the tournament that was run by my boy Bud, right? He tried to set up a deal with Bud that we're paying all of us $50. YouTuber is the #1 job that kids want to be. It's no longer doctors. It's no longer athletes. It's a YouTuber, right? So we need to use that power for good, and we can't be greedy. And SMOOVE, to be honest, your content's fucking sucked as of late.
Whoa.
You've been posting the same videos for years. Your content in 2K11 was better than it is now, brother. I just wanted to see my favorite creator grow to be as big as PewDiePie because that's how big Chris Smoove was. Y'all don't realize Chris Smoove was a top 5, top 10 YouTuber on the platform, bro. Chris Smoove is nothing now compared to how big YouTube is because he didn't know the potential. He saw the money aspect, and he was greedy from the start. Chris, I genuinely think that you have changed as a person and that you've just been sitting in this thought, knowing that you messed up at this time. And honestly, I would love to talk to you, but I don't think you're going to do that. I'm just trying to show the community what positivity. Think of the community as a family, right? We are all one big family because the thing is, the community saved my life. I was a depressed little kid with no one to go to. And all of us relate to that, right? We were all sad at one point. We all came to this community for a reason. And Chris Smoove, the father figure that we all needed to take us all to the promised land, right? He never even acknowledged us. And then the one time he did, he said, your content shit to me and Shake and Bake. You know how bad that hurt, Chris? To have your inspiration, 1, not want to meet you. 2, offer you the worst contract ever. He offered me $50 when I had just signed a $6,000 deal a few weeks before. What the fuck?
Wait, hold on. Sorry, there's a lot of information taken because I didn't know this existed. So when did Chris Smoove come to you and tell you that your content like sucked or whatever?
So Chris Smoove literally tried to bury my channel. Chris Smoove saw me coming and he saw this brand. He's like, Nick's on his way. He's got the creative energy to pass me. If I don't hurt him now, he'll go to school and he won't have the time. And then he won't use it. He'll go use it for advertising. He'll go use it elsewhere. Chris Smoove saw that I was a genius that I just didn't have the time to dedicate it to. And Chris Smoove got what he wanted, right? But what Chris Smoove didn't know was that I was going to find people that loved me, that would turn me into the confident king that I am today. So Chris, I'm here, brother. I'm here, finally. Your competition is here, fam.
You guys heard right there. That was an actual interview I did with Nick on his Twitch channel, and he was feeling a certain way about Chris Smoove. Now, I'm not too sure why this was never brought up beforehand, but he said some very, very interesting things about Chris Smoove, basically calling him fake, saying that he wasn't the person that everyone thought he was, and basically calling him out on everything, saying that he offered him a terrible contract and that his content is really bad, and just basically going off on Chris Smoove. And this wasn't the only person NickTheBullsFan has gone off on. NickTheBullsFan has gone off on so many people. Jester the Laser and another person by the name of CashNastyGaming, who most of you guys probably know who that is. But he went off on CashNastyGaming. He took to Twitter and he said, I love LSK. Shout out Chris. That's an improved man right there. Cash and Jester followed the smooth way and bullied their way to the top due to insecurities. I know the truth about both of y'all. Why do you think they posted that search and discard? They see me coming. Cash replied to this tweet and said, this is going to be the last time responding to you. You are beyond delusional. Me and Jester only promote laughter and positivity. You downplaying everyone besides looking in the mirror and taking self-accountability. You changed ever since you sim for the worst. Get out of my DMs. And then Cash actually dropped literal proof of DMs. Now, see, I've known Nick for a very long time, and it's quite evident that his entire act has changed dramatically over his return to the 2K community, or really to content creation in general. Like, it's almost like it's a completely different person. And I understand, I get it. People grow up, people aren't going to be the same person they were before, but it's just like almost like it's a completely different person sometimes. And most of the 2K community feels like this because he tweets about the 2K community every single day, and he talks about how he's the Kanye West of 2K, how he's this and how he's that. And I'm going to be honest with you, I've talked to Nick in DMs before. You know, he's a really nice guy. I've never had an issue with Nick, but I honestly have no idea what he's talking about. I get that he's trying to preach positivity and things like that, but it just doesn't really make sense to a lot of people in the community, because a lot of people in the community are saying, how are you trying to talk about positivity, talk about this, when you're sitting here calling out Chris Smoove, calling out CashNastyGaming, and basically calling out every single person when you're sitting there trying to quote-unquote preach positivity. And I don't know. It's a really weird and interesting situation, because I really do like Nick. Like I said, Nick is a very nice guy. I have no ill will towards Nick, but I just don't understand the approach to this situation here. I just don't understand what the end goal is by calling out some of the biggest content creators who have been on YouTube or really in the 2K community, especially Chris Smoove. When is Chris Smoove ever involved in drama? Like, I really don't understand. But anyways, that's what's been going on with NickTheBullsFan the past couple of, I want to say weeks. I think it's been a month now, but that's what's going on. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like. Do not forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel. We just hit 80,000 subscribers. Thank you very much. But anyways, I'm going to bed. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow with another video. And yeah, peace.